250 million HP. That is how much health this week's Elite Blooners is going to have thanks to this insane modifier of 650% boss health. Now, I for one don't mind these insane modifiers, but I know that some of you guys don't like these wacky boss events in which, you know, the boss is either super fast but has a little amount of HP, or he's just like this one, he's super slow but he is super beefy. So this is going to have to be the game of over optimization. So we're gonna have to optimize every single aspect. This is gonna be synergy between paragons, this is gonna be synergy in the farming and everything that we do with our placements. So I do think that I have some sort of a plan going into this, but let's see how everything is gonna go. So I actually went back and checked how much HP each tier of boss is going to have, and what I came to realize is that essentially what we're doing in this boss event is we're fighting each tier one cycle earlier. So for example, in a normal Blooners event where the HP has not been modified, tier 2 Blooners has 300,000 HP. In this boss event where the HP has been modified, tier 1 is gonna have about 325,000 HP. So essentially that is about roughly how it goes for the layer tiers, although the layer you go, the crazier it gets, and then eventually we end up with about 260 million HP. It's actually the tier 5, so that is just an insane amount. And we're making a decent amount of money so far, so let's move into the Bloon Trap next, which I'm gonna have like this. Go for the Melee Crossband, and then we're gonna have the trap probably on the next round, and then we are gonna be buying a bunch of these lead and rubber to gold alchemists. And actually, you guys probably know that the XXXL trap now makes a lot of money, so we are gonna try utilize that as well in this run, guys. This is like, you either go super hard on this one or this is probably not happening. So yeah, let's start with the Bloon Trap, and then we're gonna go for the Minneapolis here, I think, on the side. Pretty sure we have the money for the Minneapolis about now, so let's go like this, place the village, and there we go. The money is about there. Now I'm gonna go into just a couple more marketplaces, I feel like, around this village here, so let's start buying them up. Let's I think I have the action figure over here. There we go. So let's buy a couple of marketplaces here on the side as well. We're gonna start spreading out because we have a lot of money for this point in the game thanks to the extra starting cash. But yeah, this is all gonna be necessary. So tier 1 is gonna be the mat. We might even need to buff the mat a little bit just so we can get the extra damage going, and then we need to get some cleanup as well. Here it is, guys, round 39. We're almost there, so we're making a decent amount of money. The farming has actually expanded quite a bit, so I'm super happy with that thing. And then we're gonna have the mat here towards the bottom side, I'm pretty sure, or do we want to have it here in the middle? I guess we should have it in the middle, actually. Let's go like this, make sure it's in the range of the discount village. I also bought the jungle drums, by the way, so yeah, let's make sure we get the full use out of this thing. Let's go like this, a 140 and then $60,000 for the mat, and then some cleanup towers as well. So in comes the tier 1, 325,000 HP. Guys, this is absolutely wild how much HP this thing has. So let's sell some of these farms, actually, and the money seems to be about there. All right, so let me buy up the mat just to get the damage going. I'm even going to use the ability. With this new mat and the new ability, we should be able to clean out this guy pretty fast, I'm pretty sure. So let's buy something like, oh my god, we didn't proc the skull. Let me use the blade maelstrom from Geraldo, and then let's make sure we're ready for the next one. Actually, how many do we have in stock? We have 3 in stock. Okay, so this is not going to be enough for all skulls, but maybe we can do some shenanigans with the mat ability, actually. So for example, I'm going to target the mat ability towards the ceramic wave. I'm going to wipe it like this, and then I'm going to target it back. So I think maybe with all of these Geraldo like blade traps, you might be able to survive this, right? Let's even get something like a 300 alchemist, just get a little bit of extra attack speed going, and I think we need to give the count potion to the NG, actually. So in comes the mat ability, and let's target the mat ability towards the ceramic wave. The money generation is gonna get stalled. Let's target it back, by the way, towards the boss, and yeah, 325,000 HP, guys. This is insane for a tier 1. Let's proc another skull, so we have a Geraldo blade trap. So I'm gonna use the blade trap just like this because the mat ability is on cooldown, so that's gonna wipe everything, and then just do a combination, guys. No need to spend money on other defensive towers if you have Geraldo, I guess, although we are spending a decent amount of cash for these blade traps. Oh, let's go like this. All right, so only one blade trap left, so this skull is gonna have to get popped by the mat ability, and then we use the last blade trap for the last skull, and that should be about it for the tier 1, although we should have probably been farming throughout this whole time. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't come to bite us, but yeah, this is gonna be the last skull. So let me just place the blade trap like this. Let's make sure we get rid of the boss as fast as possible, and then let me turn off auto start. This is gonna be around 46, so if we can pop the boss on this round, that's gonna be amazing. There we go, that's the tier 1. All right, guys, know what, I actually messed up a little bit because I needed to have the mat in the range of the favorite trades vote, so we missed a couple of thousand there, but I think it's gonna be fine in general. So let's sell all of these guys right now. We're gonna have the banana central, bam, there we go. Let me get an NG for this guy, so let me get an overclock, make sure, is this thing fertilized? Yes, it is. The NG is just defending with the Bloon Trap versus all these small blues, and I think we are, I don't know, guys, are we on a roll, actually? it's gonna be enough for like the tier 5 and everything. I'm also gonna try and be efficient with these BRFs. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be buying all of these BRFs here on the bottom side, and here on the bottom right, I'm actually gonna be buying an overclock for each BRF that I buy, because we are going super efficient on this one. Am I even gonna be buying these guys in the range of a discount village? So yeah, a tech bot for each of these NGs. Let's make sure we get like an overclock. So we overclock each BRF as soon as the money is up. I'm just placing Geraldo items, so trying to slow down these balloons because 54 has a bunch of ceramics and then like 2 Moabs. At the same time, let me just make sure we are keeping these overclocks going. So this is gonna be overclock number 4 for these BRFs on the side. Let me see what we can do with this trap. So I might have refreshed that guy a little bit sooner than necessary. So let's see, maybe we're gonna need to move it on the right side. I'm gonna need the Moab to hop right now and absorb all of those guys. No, so let's see if we can make it happen. Yeah, so we're gonna deploy a trap on the right side, and boom, all of them go inside the trap. Yeah, there we go. And here it is, guys. Tier 2 with 2 million HP. We have absolutely nothing to defend with yet, that is. But here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get the big trap. I think we can afford to farm a little bit actually before we can start defending. So let's do the big trap thingy with the rubber to gold and all of these things. You guys know that we made a video on this. You guys might have watched that video, but basically the big trap makes a lot of money off of balloons nowadays. All right, so how do we defeat this guy? Well, is a degree 1 dart gonna be fine? I'm pretty sure it is, right? The dart is like the cheapest paragon, so I don't exactly mind that much buying up the dart monkey. Maybe actually let's buy a couple of these sacrificial dart monkeys, so it's not exactly degree 1. Maybe like degree 10 is gonna be fine. I think it's probably gonna be fine, but let's just try it anyways. The money seems to be going very well. Let me just keep the fertilizer going either on the banana central or the wall street, because the fertilizer actually does work on the wall street, and yes, it does work on the end of round cash that the wall street provides, by the way. Here we go, 150k. We have a couple of sacrificial towers. So that's gonna be a degree 13, I think I saw on the dart paragon, and let's see how this guy is gonna do. He should be able to defeat it by himself. And thankfully, the summons are exactly the same, so we're just seeing BFBs versus a paragon, so it is not gonna be too difficult for the paragon to deal with all these guys. Yeah, look at this thing. He's absolutely melting them. And then if I did everything correctly, look at this thing. Look at this symmetry happening up top. I absolutely love things like this. So everything that we placed is placed pretty much in the correct spot, which means that we are going to have to place how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new overclock NGs. So let me just buy up the 420 farms, by the way, first, and then we're gonna go into the NGs. How's the boss looking, by the way? We have like 5 skulls remaining, so that's completely fine. So we are on a roll with this dart paragon, and he's gonna start doing a lot of damage to the boss, by the way, because the boss is gonna be near the edge of the screen, so these juggernaut balls are gonna keep bouncing and doing a lot more damage. And you know what's a good thing, by the way, with all these engineers and the overclocks? You might be like, well, what are you gonna do with these guys later on? Well, we can turn them into the NG paragon actually. So if we buy the guy at like round 100, he's gonna be able to fully overclock himself by round 120. So that is one of the paragons that I intend to buy actually. But we also need to be very careful with the synergies with all these other paragons. So because the Goliath is going to be the main one, we also need to buy the Knave Arc, which is going to buff the attack speed of the Goliath. So yeah, you want to get these synergies with the paragons going. So after this round is done, I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to beat the boss in this round. Let me just speed it up a little bit, and there goes the tier 2, round 69. So yeah, taking a little bit longer to defeat these bosses for sure, although we did start this tier a little bit later than usual. Alright, so let me get the Lord of the Abyss like this. Not sure if this is the best spot for it, but the goal is to just get a couple of extra favorite trades boats actually, so we can make some money out of it. So we're gonna get a high degree on the Knave Arc through these guys. I'm not sure if I'm placing it correctly, by the way. I know that you can fit 4 because I have 4 up top. Can I fit 4 like this? Alright, this is probably gonna be the last one. I mean, I managed to fit a total of 13 favorite trades boats. I think this is about it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let me just use the fertilizer onto the banana central on the wall street because I have been actually forgetting to do that. And yeah, I mean, let's go. We have so many things going on screen. This is actually crazy. Let me, by the way, make sure I overclock the last 4 BRS, which I bought overclocks for. And I'm just gonna stop here with these overclocks. I mean, it is getting insane here on the bottom side of the map. This is, by the way, very efficient, I think, when it comes to usage of space in terms of how much money we're making, because I know that these overclocks are taking a lot of space, but they're helping our BRS produce a lot of money as well, and I think this is actually worth it. And I mean, just take a look at how crazy everything is happening on screen. We're farming with everything the game has. The blue trap, the boats, all the tier 5 farms. So one last thing that we can do is we can actually buy Geraldo's level 20, so we unlock the Paragon Power Totems a little bit sooner. We need to start going onto these Paragons as early as possible because, well, you know, 250 million HP on the last guy. So yeah, let me just start placing up these guys, and I guess I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 3. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do, guys. Tier 3 is about to come out, and I'm buying up just, did I cover all of them? I think I did. So I was just buying, you know, these small upgrades so we can get some of the extra degrees on our Knave Arc, because that's the next Paragon that we're going for. The boss is out. Tier 3 is out with 13 million HP. Absolutely insane numbers as usual, as expected. Let me place one more Paragon Power Totem to have this thing like this, and I'm not exactly sure. This is something that I still haven't planned for, but do we put a little bit of cash into this thing or no? Let's actually do it like this, and then we can restart if necessary. So let's see what degree we get. I think I saw 41. I'm not sure I'm happy with 41. I mean, 41 is going to be more than enough for this one, and it's probably going to be like decent for the tier 4, but onto the tier 5, not sure how much it's going to be doing. Yeah, you guys know what? Let's actually keep it like this, and let's just keep placing these Paragon Power Totems. So the next one is going to be the NG Paragon, I'm pretty sure. So we have a lot of pops, a lot of, well, I'm not sure how many it is, but we have a decent amount of money being made by the trap as well. Let me try and get the NG Paragon for the next one, and then the Navark is going to be making a little cash as well. Should we buy up like these favorite trades both anyways, just because we do have the Lord of the Abyss and we can make some extra cash with? I think we should, right? The thing that I'm looking forward the most out of this guy is just the fact that he's going to be buffing the Goliath eventually there down the line. Oh, wait a minute, we should probably be buying the Goliath right now, right? Just so it gathers some pops. I think that's going to be a good idea. So let me just find a spot somewhere on the map just like this. That's going to be fine. Yeah, let's buy the Flying Fortress. Let's give it camo detection because we bought for the top crosspath. The Navark, however, is absolutely eating up this Bloonarius. This is really good. I would love to see this Navark in combination with like the NG Paragon just eat up the tier 4 by themselves, and then I don't know what we're doing for a tier 5 guy. It's gonna get really wacky on the tier 5. I don't know, 260 million HP. That's quarter of a bill. That's just so much HP. I'm not even sure how that thing is gonna go. But tier 3 actually not even a problem on this one. It seems like, yeah, there we go. Auto start is off, so let's make sure we do our checklist. So is everyone fertilized? So no fertilizer in stocks. That's really good. Let's keep placing these Paragon Power Totems, and I'm actually gonna place a lot of these small fair trades boats so that we can actually make some money off of them as well. And yeah, so do we have everything? So round 99, and in combination with the Navark, I think the NG Paragon is going to be able to take down this guy. So this is going to be pretty much, I don't want to say equivalent because I checked the numbers and it's actually going to be a little bit higher than a tier 5 elite Bloonarius and the one that we normally face, right? So without further ado, let's buy up the Master Builder. I think I have everything. Let's just put the max amount of money in, which is going to be 2.6. Is this the max? Actually, I think it's about the max right there. Yeah, it is actually, because we're going to have some cash left over. There we go. Okay, so let's see what's the degree that we're going to get. It's a 76. This is a huge degree. I absolutely love this thing. Yes, there we go. And by the time the tier 5 arrives, this guy is going to be at max power. So that's really good. And actually, you know what the funny thing is? Look at the number of tech bots that are unemployed. 17 tech bots. Alright, so let me just buy up a couple of these overclocks before the next tier of boss arrives because we want to be as efficient as possible. And then later down the line, we're going to obviously sell these guys. So make sure we are not buying the Ultra Boost, by the way, just the overclocks. Let's go like this. Spend as much money as possible. We're not left with that much anyways, guys. Without further ado, tier 4 with a degree 76 on the NG and then 41 onto the Navark, and then eventually we are going to get the Goliath, which is going to be, I'm pretty sure, just like a straight up necessity for the tier 5. So let's see how our boys are doing. We do have the overclocks already. I'm pretty sure that we need to just place these sentries like this. So let's actually lock this guy in place so we don't have to micro it, and let's make sure we overclock pretty much everything that needs to be overclocked. So basically all these BRFs that we forgot. And how's the boss doing, by the way? Round 103. Oh, the damage, you can see it's kind of lacking a little bit. Yeah, for sure. This is getting a little bit tough. Did we make the wrong Paragon choice, by the way? I wanted to try the NGs just because of this recent buff that he got, but I don't know, guys. So unless this guy like overclocks himself to the max, I'm not sure if this is even gonna be enough. Let's actually make sure we hook up these overclocks to some BRFs as well. So these are the last ones. So basically the setup is, or I should say the farming setup is exactly the same as we started. Let's actually lock this guy in place like this. So we're about halfway there, round 106. So not the fastest Bloonarius for sure. You can, I think, feel the Navark damage falling off a little bit, but this guy's damage is gonna keep going more and more. So that's good. I mean, he's got a long ways to go before he's max power. That's actually a little bit comforting. Let me just keep replacing these sentries. So I'm just kind of replacing them on a better spot just because you get some extra damage from the explosion, but they're also able to attack a little bit better. So let's actually go like this, sell this sentry as well. We have 2 Paragon Power Totems ready to place, so let's make sure we place those as well. The fertilizer is ready, and yeah, this boss event is just like a handful by itself, and I'm still not even sure if this is gonna be enough, by the way. Alright, then look at this thing. So the boss is on round 111, and we are about to deal with this guy. So basically what this tells us is how much time we need to deal 50 million damage, because the next boss is gonna have like 4 times as much, right? So there goes the tier 4, and we needed 11 rounds to beat this thing, and yeah, we're just gonna need the Goliath to pick up the tempo for the next one, because these guys can do probably about over 100 million HP by themselves before the boss goes out, but basically the remaining 100 million and more is gonna need to get done by the Goliath, it looks like. Alright, so around 118, here's what we need to do. We need to start gearing for tier 5, guys. So let's pick up a favorite trades boat. Let's start at 119, by the way. Let's pick up a favorite trades boat boat, and let's just make sure that this guy is inside of the heli for this helicopter. This is, by the way, so worth it buying a helicopter. It's actually insane. We're gonna get like over $100,000, if not more, just saved up just by selling all of these farms in the range of this favorite trades boat. But round 119 is about to end, and we need to prepare for the Goliath. So let me just kind of speed it up a little bit. There's gonna be like one last bat for this one, and let's get it going, guys. All right, guys, so here it is, the final push. Let's start selling up all these farms. So let's first off see how much money we're gonna end up with, and then we're gonna do our checklist on the Paragon Power Totems and the sacrificial towers for the Goliath and everything. So let me just sell all these guys, see how much money we end up with. All right, so $4.3 million. I think that's really good, actually. We are not gonna need all these tech bonds, so might as well sell all of them. You know what, I'm probably gonna keep like one or two just in case. All right, and finally, this is gonna be the last one. So let's see how much money we can put into the Goliath. That's gonna be 3.7 million. So we're gonna max this guy out, and we're gonna need a super high degree on this one. That is a degree 78 on the Goliath. All right, I'm super happy how this thing is turning out so far. So let me just buy up the other damage amplifiers. They're not gonna do too much, I guess, but we wanna buy them anyway, so make sure we have them. Degree 41 Navark, degree 76 on the NG, and then degree 78 on the Goliath. Are these guys gonna be able to take down the $250 million HP elite Blooners? Let me just set the bombardment radius like this, and let's go. I mean, look at this thing. This is absolutely wild what is happening. Do we buy something like a sniper? Can we stall the rounds? Actually, is that like a thing? So I think the most important thing is just gonna be hitting all these ace abilities as better as possible. We do have some cooldown reduction. Actually, this is gonna be the first bombardment run. Let's see how much damage it does, and it is tickling the boss. All right, this is just tickling the boss, guys. This is not doing too much damage, but I'm just gonna keep moving it because these abilities are eventually gonna add up. And how is everything looking, guys? All right, so the first call is gonna get triggered. So this is this fine? I have no gauge if this is fine or not, because this is just like insane, so much HP that this boss has. So I'm not sure if we're doing well to begin with. All right, so let's actually do some quick maths if this is going to work out in the first place. So in the previous tier, we had the NG and the Navark, right? And that guy had about 52 million HP. They were able to pop it about at the middle, I think. So we know that the Navark and the NG can do at least 100 million damage on their own, if not more. Let me just check the Goliath pops right about now. So this guy is at 30 million. So, and we've dealt about 60 million HP. All right, so he's doing about half so far. All right, I'm actually kind of liking this, I want to say. I mean, are we doing everything that we can? Like, is there some small cheesy thing that we can do to get some more extra damage going to the boss? I don't think so, right? This is pretty much about it. So unless we're using powers, we're pretty much maxed out, right? I mean, that's pretty much all you can do. I guess we can buy something like a Dark Paragon. I mean, how much money is that thing? Like, can we get like a degree whatever is gonna be a Dark Paragon just for like emotional support? Yeah, we can. All right, let's just do it like this. Let me just get a Dark Paragon just for like emotional support for our towers. This is gonna be like a degree, what, 22? He is going to be tickling the boss, but that's completely fine, guys. Yeah, let's make sure we move the bombardment range for the ace. I think this is just like the most important ability out of all these guys, and the cooldown reduction is helping a lot. So I think that we're doing fine, and if we actually lose this thing, I think it's going to be due to just the rounds ending, because this is round 126 and we have like 4 skulls left. Let's actually just keep moving all these NG sentries as well, and this is the time in which we're just gonna need to see these NG buffs go to town, because the engineer did get some buffs, and he is not only that he's overclocking himself a lot faster, which is one of the main reasons why I bought him around 100, but he also does a lot more damage to bosses, if I remember correctly. Actually, like 5 times more damage to bosses or something like that with the nail. All right, so we're about halfway there, round 129, and the HP is a little bit less than half. So I don't know, guys, if this tempo continues, then we're probably gonna get the win. Like, it's gonna be super close. It's gonna be just before round 140. 85 million. I mean, we are banking on this guy doing at least 130 by the end, and I think he can actually do it, not gonna lie. So the super build, by the way, rebind here towards the side so we get some damage amplification as well. And then I think one more Goliath ability, and then we are at 3 skulls left. This is really good so far. Look at the HP, by the way, 100 million left, and the typical elite Blooners has like 40 million. So you know how much we have? We have like 2.5 normal elite Blooners left to go until we finish this one. Yeah, these pops are definitely going very well. I mean, he's at 71 million. Let me just check the Navark. 81. Look at the Navark go. I mean, these pops are a little bit skewed, by the way, because the Navark is pulling out these small block class balloons, right? But come on, that's still a lot of damage that this thing is doing. And let me just rebuy this sentry. We have one more sentry to buy, and guys, this is looking really well, actually. These Paragons, they are actually doing it seems like. So one more skull left and 2 more HP bars, actually, which is, how much HP is that? It's like 57 million HP. These guys are actually doing it, guys. Let's sell the super bill. Let's make sure we rebuy it here towards the top, just so we squeeze out this extra level of efficiency, and I think we actually do have it, guys. So only about 25 million HP left. Let's do one more bombardment. Then at the end, I'm super curious about who did the most amount of pops, because I feel like this NG really showed up, and I'm, you know, my opinion on the NG is drastically changing making it perform like this. I thought that we were gonna need like at least 5-6 super strong paragons to defeat this thing, but we're actually doing it with like 2.5 super powered paragons. It's only the Goliath and the engine and the Navark. I guess it's increasing the attack speed of the Navark, but there it goes, like 5 million HP left, round 136, and it did actually get a little bit close towards the end because we usually pop these bosses in like the first 3 to 4 rounds. But look at this guy go. That was the 250 million HP Bloonarius, and we do indeed take it down. So let's just do a quick pop count check before we go. So the Goliath is at, oh my god, absolute carry on the Goliath, 150 million pops. Let me check the NG, almost 100 million pops. This is insane. The NG just showed up so well in this boss event. And then Navark in 94, which is, I guess the majority of them are just using the hooks and pulling out these small mob class balloons. But guys, we actually do take it down, and that was a really fun boss event. And that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and good luck on your runs. I'm gonna see you on the next one.